I'm Stephanie Burry. I'm a field hockey student athlete from American University. Playing field hockey at AU has by far been the greatest enhancer of my college experience. Field hockey's been the avenue to get me here, and then it's just so many opportunities have opened up since then. Being at AU has really given me an opportunity to get involved with the community, get involved with the athletic department in ways that I never knew existed and never expected I would get involved with. So it's been great and definitely something that has just shaped my life in a million different ways that are kind of still hard to put into words because it's not all over yet, and so it's really difficult to look in retrospect and see how I've been affected, but I can definitely sense that from my freshman year to now in my senior season, there's been great change in how I see the world or see myself or compete as an athlete. One thing that I've really picked up is that there's a great parallel between athletics and life. Just really learning how to work together as a team, how to be selfless. When you come together as a team with that one goal in mind, that's when you're able to really see where your strengths are and maybe where your weaknesses are, but pull the strengths from everyone around you and move forward. So I think in life, the same is true. And in order to be successful, you have to rely on other people. And that's the biggest thing with being a student athlete. You have to really trust others. In life, you may have to be able to trust others in order to get that job or really strive forward in relationships or anything you may take on.
Stephanie Burry has been a voice for the American University field hockey team both on and off the field. When she's suited up in goal, she's communicating with her teammates to help them perform to the best of their abilities during the game. When she's out of her uniform, she's using a similar vocal approach to act as liaison not only for her team, but AU athletics as a whole, as well as the other institutions that make up the Patriot League. Burry is the league's national SAAC representative.
SAAC stands for Student Athlete Advisory Committee. SAAC is broken down into different levels. So at the institutional level, I represent the field hockey team here at American University, and then I also represent the Patriot League on the national SAAC with other Division I student athletes who represent other conferences. We're there as a soundboard for people who are trying to get a better understanding of student athlete perspective, and so they're using us just to bounce off ideas and understand how we would interpret messages that they want to present to student athletes. We're also there in order to engage in conversation with NCAA administrators and representatives who are trying to propose new legislation or want to discuss different issues or concerns, and really just be there to be part of that conversation and really represent the student athletes across the country and have our voice really represented at the whole entire level. Having a voice is a part of just athletics in general. As student athletes, we're called to be leaders on our campuses and in our academic and athletic communities. Within our teams, communication is key, and that's one of my team's main focuses is communication. This is one of our standards for success that we talk about at the beginning of each season. It's just part of stepping up as a student athlete and part of that role and responsibility as athletes. And I think I see it in so many athletes in every type of sport and every university is that there's something special that you just kind of know how to take initiative and step up and use your voice, using it as a way to motivate or encourage or inspire. And so our voice is really powerful if we use it in the right way, and that's what we're trying to get across with the National SAAC, is how student athletes have the right to share our voice and for our voices to be heard, and for that to really empower student athletes across the country for the greatest experience. It's a great honor to be on the National SAAC and to be representing not only my sport, not only my institution, but also my conference. And when the 32 representatives come together, we're thinking of all the other universities and all the other student athletes around the country. And that is a big responsibility because it's bigger than myself, you know, and it's bigger than just this university. With this position, you understand that student athletes are all celebrating the same things and struggling through the same things, and you can recognize that there's a common bond in a lot of different ways, and it's not just about the sport, but it's about just the full student athlete experience. But that doesn't necessarily mean we're going to go any easier on anyone once we get on the field or once game day comes around. It just means that once we get off the field, we can keep that sportsmanship alive and really keep in mind that we're all trying to push towards greatness and push towards success, and support each other in ways that we can, but when push comes to shove, you got to come back with that solid team that you train with year in and year out. This season, we're really going as far as we can within the Patriot League and within the NCAA tournament. Our goal, first and foremost, is to take care of each game as it comes. Then eventually we'll get to that postseason and the postseason tournament, and again, focusing on one game at a time, but leading to the Patriot League finals and seeing where we can go from there. Being part of the AU field hockey team has been a huge eye-opener into my entire worldview and how I see people and religion and politics and everything. And the same is true within the National SAAC. You know, you throw together 32 student athletes representing all these different conferences, and understanding or getting a better understanding of how these different perspectives from our sports, from our coaches, our teammates, our hometowns, the states where we're going to school can connect universities within conferences, how we can connect as student athletes within our division or within the entire NCAA in order to have a presence within the community and really be able to give back to anyone and everyone who's touched us in a way to help us get to where we are now as student athletes. It's just an incredible experience, and I'm really humbled by the opportunity to be here and be a part of it all.
Being in a position to empower others and really help other people grow within their own life experiences is something that Stephanie thinks will stick with her long after she graduates this winter. In the meantime, she hopes to lay the groundwork for future SAAC reps to enable other student athletes from AU and the Patriot League to get involved in their communities and have a positive voice that spans beyond the field. For the Patriot League Network, I'm Melanie Plowski.